Okay, great. The next one is from Rafael Estrada. Hey, John. Greetings. So it looks like that's it. We finally have confirmation that Ben Affleck is leaving the role of Batman.
What? What? If only somebody had said that before. Anyway,
Who
go
did,
ahead.
John? Who said that before?
I don't know. Some wise man.
Maybe back in 2017, perhaps?
Perhaps, yeah.
On this show, even.
On one of my shows. Sorry about that, Ashley. Please continue.
You guys can, yeah. After Deadline shared this exclusive article saying that Ben is passing the torch to the next generation of Bruce Wayne, Affleck took to Twitter to wish the best for Matt Reeves and the new take on Batman. Another major detail shared was the release date of June 25th, 2021 for the movie. So, after many years, what do you make of this? Are things finally moving forward this time? What do you think, guys?
Well, I mean, under the category of water wet, we have all known forever that Ben Affleck was not going to be Batman anymore. And by the way, I still think something, but I'll get to that something in just a minute. We've all known this forever. Warner Brothers has known this forever. Ben Affleck has known this forever, but they've continued to play a PR game, and they finally decided to drop it. This is what politics does all the time. They hold on to the bad news until we got something other interesting that can distract. Right. So here's basically the Warner Brothers White House press conference. Okay, so today Ben Affleck is not going to be Batman anymore, but we got a release date for the new Batman. Everybody, wait, what was that thing about Ben Affleck? No, look, June 25th, 2021. Everybody, new Batman. That's what they did, and that's why they're releasing it now, when they can kind of roll it into something else and distract away from this thing. But I mean, the reality is Warner Brothers actually handled all this pretty smart. They just waited and sat on it while it all just became common knowledge. Everybody just knew it anyway. And then they could finally, when it would be coming next, because you would think a year ago that if Warner Brothers is going to let it be known that Ben Affleck is no longer Batman, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
They sat on it and sat on it and sat on it and pretended like nothing was happening and pretended like nothing was happening for almost 2 years, until it just became such common knowledge that when they do drop it, it's as a side note in the release date announcement, right? And I gotta say, you may like or not like the way they handled it. It was actually rather brilliant the way they managed it. It may have been sneaky, may have been a little underhanded. That whole BS thing at Comic-Con a year and a half ago, when they got Ben Affleck on stage showing, no, I'm going to be Batman forever. I'll crawl on all fours like an ape for Matt Reeves. Woo, I can't wait to be Batman, everybody. That was all BS. We told you from the start that was all BS. But they have conducted it. They have actually managed it perfectly. And now we've got a thing where a lot of people are overlooking the fact that he's not going to be Batman anymore because we've got a release date and we're all looking forward to Matt Reeves doing that. Okay.
And they're also in the wake of Aquaman, which is a huge success. And remember, a lot of this is about their shareholders.
Yes.
It's not, I mean, we think it's about us because we're the audience, but really it's about a business. Now they have what the shareholders know, because they're not fans. They don't care about who's going to play Batman. They just want a Batman movie coming out. Now they have a release date. They've told their shareholders a lot of information that we'll talk about that's good for them.
And that's where they tuck in, as a side note, Ben Affleck's not Batman anymore. And just for you wondering, what happened is Deadline put out the story, Batman moving forward without Ben Affleck, blah, blah, blah. And Ben Affleck himself actually got on Twitter and basically confirmed it, because Ben Affleck tweeted out, quoting the Deadline report there, and Ben Affleck tweeted, "Excited for the Batman in summer 2021, and I look forward to seeing Matt Reeves' vision come to life." So basically there it is. He's confirmed it. Now let me be the little bit of a shit disturber here.
You?
No. I'm just going to throw this out there. There is still... Do you notice Ben said, I will never be at Batman again? I have said from day one that, remember, Ben Affleck, by the way, February 2017, I was the first guy to tell you that Ben Affleck was done as Batman. But from that time, I remind everybody, there is still one film left on his contract. He doesn't want to do it. Warner Brothers in a position that they may decide to exercise that right. They may not. That one film is still there. I mean, okay, he's not Batman in the upcoming Batman movie. We've known that forever. But that doesn't mean, theoretically speaking, that if Warner Brothers wanted to use him as a cameo appearance in, I don't know, Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn, who's got a necklace on that says Bruce on it.
Aha.
Nothing says that they couldn't put him in there for his one last time. Like, I'm not saying Ben is going to be is going to appear as Ben, isn't going to appear as Ben, isn't going to appear as Batman again. I'm not saying he is going to, but I'm just saying, remember, there is still that one film left that could be exercised if they wanted to.
By the way, who's to say he's going to play Batman at all? He plays Bruce Wayne. He puts on a suit, puts on a tux, shows up as in a cameo role. I'm sure he would have no problem doing that. I mean, think about Ben Affleck's pushing 50. Who wants to do that kind of working out? And
Sylvester Stallone.
Well, Sylvester Stallone does, but he's been doing it his whole career is used to that. But come on. I mean, it gets to a point where and I love the fact that they're going younger. They're going to do it, and they're going to Nolan it up. They're going to make a trilogy of movies about a young Batman, probably in his formative years, doing a different Batman than we saw from Christian Bale's Batman. I'm excited about this because you get rid of the baggage of all of what was going on, and you get to see a new, fresh take on the Batman from scratch. And they can do everything can be new, and it's not if it's a young Batman and he's 20 years younger than the Batman of Justice League, and you recast the Justice League Batman too. You can bring back an older person playing Batman, and no one's going to care because you've got a new trilogy, just like the Nolan trilogy.
By the way, you should be pointing out here, while Deadline is saying they're going for a younger Batman, there's nothing anywhere saying that this movie will not be set in present time.
Right, that's true.
I mean, because we're going to talk about Suicide Squad here in a second, but just take that Suicide Squad information, all right? We're going to call back to that in just a second. There is nothing to say. Warner Brothers is kind of reworking their entire universe. There's nothing to say here, and I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. I'm just saying there's nothing to say here that they're not just going to have a younger Batman and a different Batman and just pretend like that's what it is. We have seen studios do that before with franchises. And it wouldn't be completely out in left field to see that happen here. Look, I think this sucks on many different levels. Me and John Schnepp were the first guys to get online when they announced Ben Affleck. This is back in 2013. The day they announced Ben Affleck as Batman, John Schnepp and I, 10 minutes later, were online doing a video about why this was bloody brilliant. As the world laughed at Warner Brothers for casting Ben Affleck, me and Schnepp were on there saying, this is bloody brilliant. He is going to be a great Batman, and he was a great Batman. I was dying to see him direct. One of the best directors in the business right now. I was looking forward to seeing him direct a Batman. But you know what? If he's not, that sucks that he's not. If you got to get somebody else, Matt Reeves is a pretty damn good guy to go in there and do it. I'm excited to see what he does with this film. We've got a release date, sort of. Well, we'll see if they hit it. Now, here's something not to forget, too. The original plan when they hired Matt Reeves was to have a 2018 or 2019 release. That was the plan. As a matter of fact, they went out and got the Batman Lego movie director to do Nightwing because the Batman movies are going to come out and then they were going to do Nightwing. But the Batman movie kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. And meanwhile, the director is sitting there, the Nightwing movie, sitting there going like, I'm turning down these other movies. Can we get started on Nightwing?
Right.
They're like, nope, not yet. And eventually he had to split the project. Not to say he can't eventually come back and do it again later. But this thing has been delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. And maybe they will hit June 20th. I'm thinking they will. They've waited a couple years. But interesting note, from when I believe, from the day they announced Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan doing Batman, I believe it was just over 2 years from when they announced that to when the movie hit theaters. When this thing comes out, if it does come out in June of 2021, it will be 4.5 years from when they announced Matt Reeves directing it. So can we not delay it anymore? Can we please just get it at this point?
Yeah.
I mean, but seriously, Rob, I think they will hit this date. I think they will hit June 2021. What do you think?
Well, look, they made a splash in announcing this. They made a number of announcements. And Warner Brothers, look, is on a roll. And as I said, it's all about shareholders. It's all about that cheddar that they're expecting the studio to generate. And coming off, in the wake of Aquaman, they've got $1 billion. They've got Harley Quinn coming out. They've announced that. We've got these announcements very quickly in the last couple weeks. Harley Quinn, now the Suicide Squad news, this Batman news. And we've got Shazam coming out. We got Wonder Woman 84 coming out. Patty Jenkins is talking about Wonder Woman 3 being contemporary.
Dude, how are you leaving out Super Pets?
What?
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah,
Jim.
but that was interesting too. They announced that as well. So they're going great guns into the DC universe, and I don't think that they're holding anything back. And they're not gonna. These are not release dates that are not going to be hit. They're going to hit these release dates, and they're going to start. I think they're going to start hitting it also out of the park.
Still no Cyborg, still no Flash, despite the fact they've had 18 different directors on that movie. All right, let's move on.
That was a good tune you just came up with.
You like that? Should
Yeah,
I
I did.
sample that, get a loop going?
I like that one. That's good.